Hello and welcome to Culture Shark, a live stream about all things pop culture. I'm Final Monkey.
And I'm Caleb.
And today, I thought we were talking about Sonic 3, but apparently Caleb is looking for love in all the wrong places. So today we are discussing the Sonic 3 movie trailer, plus a lot of the gaming announcements that happened. Last week we had Nintendo had what was it, an Indies trailer, and
It
then
was IndieWorld and very specifically, it was IndieWorld and a
partner.
partners presentation. Because I know a lot of people who missed it because they didn't care for indie games, and I'm like, but it was partners too.
Yeah, and I was confused. I was like, "Oh, it's going off," and then it's like, "Oh, nope, we got more." And I was like, "Wait,
Yeah.
what?" So yeah, I totally misunderstood the announcement too. There was also some Zelda announcements and some other stuff. So we're going to talk about all that here shortly. But first, Caleb, how you been doing?
Good. Uh, as far as pop culture like stuff, um, this week I don't know how I got back into it, but I've started like watching Pokemon videos, specifically Wolfie VGC. I think it's because last Saturday, not yesterday, but previous Saturday, um, my parents were watching my cousin, other side of the family, and he loves Pokemon, and
Mm-hmm.
so we were talking Pokemon, uh, and uh, I like to talk Pokemon from a competitive standpoint, uh, because I find the competitive standpoint interesting. Plus, I also like people's reactions whenever I talk about it from a competitive standpoint because they get confused. Like whenever they say, "Okay, what's your favorite Gen 1 starter?" and I say Bulbasaur, um, and that's usually the uncommon pick, even though competitively and from a speedrunning standpoint as well, Bulbasaur is the best. In fact, for all you Charizard fans out there, specifically for Gen 1, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage because you're going up against a Rock Gym and a Water Gym first. So Charmander's not going to help you any. Uh,
Yeah, I always pick Bulbasaur.
yeah.
So yeah,
And so we were just talking about that, and so then I guess I got back, wanted to look at. So I've been watching a lot of Wolfie VGC videos now. Wolfie is kind of, from what I can tell, excuse me, from what I can tell, he's kind of like the um. Maybe not the best, but he is definitely like the most well-renowned and well-known competitive Pokemon player of all time. So I wouldn't necessarily call him like Michael Jordan, but I might call him Roger Federer. If we're gonna go tennis for some reason, I don't know. But yeah, that's basically been it. I haven't really been watching a whole lot of stuff. I don't know. It's been a weird week just because I knew that we were heading towards like a 3-day weekend, and
mm.
so a lot of my week in preparation for a 3-day weekend is more business first, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but what about yourself?
Oh, the usual. Playing a lot of Dustborn, watching a lot of Babylon 5. The typical. No, I have not played Dustborn. But have you seen the clips from Dustborn?
Yes, I have.
It is ridiculous. Check those out on your own if you want to see. I can't tell if they're being serious. I feel like they are being serious, or if it's a parody of political correctness run amok. I can't. if it's a parody, it's brilliant. But I think they're being serious.
I just Googled it, and it's like Dustborn, serious or satire?
Yeah, I can't tell. Like you have a move called cancel where you cancel people and stuff, and trigger and all this goofy stuff. And
I
yeah,
mean, like I mean, that's so weird because I'm like, why would someone do that seriously? Like that's the
yeah, I don't know. That's what I feel like the what was it, the New Warriors comic that Marvel
with
almost did
Spectrum,
with Safe Space and all that.
Snowflake.
Yeah, I feel like that was going to just be a joke, and people took it way too serious, and so they just canned the whole thing. So,
Oh no, no. Okay, so Sweet Baby Inc. was involved with this, so it's definitely serious.
oh yeah, never
Yeah.
mind. Uh, Babylon 5. I'm nearing the end of season 3. They just wrapped up the Sinclair plot of him coming back and all that fun stuff.
hmm
So it's for years I have defended Deep Space Nine, but I think even I have to admit Babylon 5 is better.
Woo!
So they're very similar. They do very similar things, but it's I'm definitely hooked, and so
You know what's really funny? So I love Tron and I
mhm.
love Babylon 5. It wasn't until uh you started watching and I was like, "Oh man, I haven't watched Babylon 5 in a while. Like, let me start watching videos and start, reading Wikipedia." I was like, "Oh, that's Bruce Boxleitner."
Yeah, that's the guy from Tron. Oh yeah,
No, no, that's Tron.
yeah, that is Tron. Yeah, yeah.
um but yeah, like it wasn't until like you started watching it and I started looking into it again after watching. I'm trying to remember when I watched it. I think it was probably like 20, it may have been about 10, 12 years ago, something like that.
hmm
um but yeah, I'm glad I'm
The
glad I'm glad you're liking it.
the episode I think it was called "In the Shadow of Gethsemane" or something like that. That was brilliant.
Oh yeah.
It was really good.
hmm
So highly recommend Babylon 5 if you have not seen it. It is great. So let's get on with it. I think we're going to start with rant of the week.
Yes, yes. I'm very curious as to what rant of the week could be. Um, just because you told me what you want the rant to be about, but I don't know the rant.
Sure. Well, everybody has seen the insurance commercials. They flow and the
Mayhem.
mayhem and the emu, which I didn't catch what the emu's name was for a long time, and then I was like, oh, that's his name. Now I'm forgetting what it is. Limu emu. It's Liberty Mutual. The first letters in Liberty and Mutual.
Right.
Limu
Yeah.
emu. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
And so, um, I think that the king of the commercial, or at least used to be, was Geico. They used to have the most brilliant ones. I think they've kind of died down. Recent years are not as funny as they used to be. But one of the most famous ones, I think there's two famous ones. It's the gecko,
Everyone
and
still knows the gecko. Yeah.
yes, and been they have brought them back again. There are brand new commercials, and I think these commercials don't work anymore. if you if you're our age, they make sense because you've seen the original commercials.
Yeah.
If you have never seen the original commercials and you're just seeing these new commercials, it's just a weird guy, an ugly looking guy that hates Geico. And
Right.
that's your advertisement is this guy comes out and goes, "Oh, this company sucks." Why would that make you buy car insurance. And someone's just coming out saying, "Yeah, this sucks." So you don't know the backstory of they said so easy a caveman could do it. That's why he hates them.
Yeah. And like, here's the thing. I would say that Cameron and I are probably like the generation that, like, the most recent generation that remembers it. Your newer drivers from like 18 to 23, they don't know that. they don't know the
lore.
They don't know the caveman lore. Oh man, okay. So this is a little off topic, but it is technically it is on topic. So this happened maybe like a month ago. It was whenever we were going around comic book shopping, whenever we were getting back into it, and so there's this place in Louisville called Zone. That's on
it's off of Shelbyville Road back there. Yeah.
North Hubbard's Lane. And it's connected to like a Salsaritas, which is kind of like a Chipotle. And so, we're done talking, and we're walking out of the comic book shop as like a group of, I would say, like maybe freshman and sophomore college age boys walking into the Salsarita, and they're not nerdy looking. Okay, they're very much like just is great. Oh, come on, no. Salsaritas is not great value Chipotle. Salsaritas is like top tier, and Chipotle is the great value. Come on. But anyway, so these normal looking, unassuming college guys were walking in, and we just overhear like the end of the conversation, and one of them says, "Wait, so Sonic has lore?" And then they walk in, and we all just stop, and we're like, "What conversation was happening there?" Like, so Sonic has lore?
Now, my question is, are you talking about the hedgehog or the restaurant?
You know what? I'll do you one better, and it's both. Because so you remember how so Bugs Bunny has carrots, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what does Sonic have?
Oh, they have chili dogs.
Chili dogs.
Yes.
It's brilliant. I love it. So both is the answer. But yeah. So I say that story because I think it's funny. I don't remember how we got there.
Talk about the cavemen of Geico.
The cavemen lore. That's right. Yeah, they don't know the cavemen lore. They don't know the Mayhem lore. I don't know. I just love that actor who plays Mayhem.
The one I have the biggest problem with is Jake from State Farm, and it's not because they changed his race or any of that. I don't care. It is that the funny part of the old commercial was the wife saying, "Oh, she sounds hideous," and they removed that part of the joke from the new Jake the State Farm. Jake because they think it's too controversial to say now.
Well, I don't even think they do that. Do they still do that commercial? Because
they do. They have done it with the new Jake, but they cut the punchline.
Really? Okay. Yes. That's so weird because for me, I've always thought the joke of Jake from State Farm, and I realize they've changed it, and that's why that's why I'm talking about it like this. The joke of the original Jake from State Farm is that he's just a normal dude in a call center,
right?
But now they make Jake from State Farm like this superhero who who appears whenever you say Beetlejuice 3 times.
Yeah, that's who they should. I think Flo is doing the Beetlejuice commercials. I think it should be. Yeah, you're right. It should be Jake and Jimmy Fallon, like all three of them.
Yeah,
it's like wait.
And Michael Keaton shows up.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hope not, because like that's what when Michael Keaton does insurance commercials, that's when you know his career's over.
Yeah, I haven't seen actual Michael Keaton in it. I think it's just the model of the city in the
Hmm.
Flow commercials.
Yeah,
All right, we are way off topic, and
yeah,
that's what I love about this show. So
right,
let's get on to the news
yeah.
for the rant of the week.
So we're gonna start with so last week was IndieWorld, but the week before that was Gamescom.
Okay.
Uh, and so we just have a couple things, and there were a lot of announcements, but we definitely tried to pare down this show because not
Mhm.
only do we have two game show reveals, but also some adaptation reveals, and then Zelda wasn't even a part of the direct, and we just so some of these. Honestly, I think some of these we're talking about just to dunk on them.
Mhm.
uh, so the first thing that I want to talk about, which was I think it was like the very first reveal at Gamescom. Jeff Keighley got up there and he's like, "Guys, good news. We got Borderlands 4." And may I say, what a horrible time to
Yes.
reveal. um, Twofold, actually. Okay, not just because, like, yes, the main reason because we're gonna reveal Borderlands 4 right after the Borderlands movie did horribly. But also, Gearbox Software is going through some troubles right now with another game that they're developing, or that they have developed and released. Um, have you heard about this?
No, I don't know any
Okay.
of this
Okay,
information.
so there's this game. I'm trying to remember what the game is, but it's a third person shooter roguelike. And apparently there was an update, and they didn't get the coding there was a coding error in the actual update that said uh,
By the
every
way, while you're talking, I didn't even know there was a Borderlands 3. So okay, carry
oh,
on.
okay. So essentially everybody's uh, what it is the coding. The frame rate is connected to the actual gameplay itself, which for coders know that is always a horrible idea. And so the coding got messed up in this new update, and everyone's save files are being deleted in really weird ways. Like, the most common one is if you connect a player to controller, your save file is automatically deleted.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I'm looking up the name of the game, but then Randy Pitchford, which Randy Pitchford is kind of the head of Gearbox Software, and I've hated Randy Pitchford for about 10 years. But everybody hates Randy Pitchford for a specific reason, whether it's his treatment of Duke Nukem Forever or his treatment of Borderlands 3. For me, it's because of Aliens Colonial Marines. For those of you who don't know, they definitely took money from Sega and Fox that they were supposed to use for Colonial Marines and put it into Borderlands 2.
Hmm.
That is not up for debate. um, and so Randy Pitchford, in lieu of all this, comes out and says, uh, "Oh, it's called Risk of Rain 2 is what it is. Risk of Rain 2 is the name of the game." And so Randy Pitchford comes out and says, yeah, codings, these things happen, so we might be looking into this soon." Everyone's save files are getting deleted whenever they plug in a second controller, and he's treating it like it's nothing. He's treating it
Yeah.
like it's a small bug.
Isn't Ubisoft having a similar issue with? Is it the Star Wars game where save files are getting deleted, or somebody is some other
Um,
game has a game breaking bug right now?
I haven't heard. I don't know. I haven't really looked in too much into Outlaws, just because when it comes to when it comes to Star Wars, I tend to stay away from like what people think about the games because I'm an adult who hasn't purchased the newest system, so I can't play it yet. But I know
Mm.
that as a Star Wars, being me, I know I'll eventually play them. So like I haven't even looked into Jedi Survivor at all because I know eventually I'm going to play it. So if it is Star Wars Outlaws, I don't know because I really haven't looked too much into it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's what it,
it is Outlaws.
yeah,
Okay.
and it's what it is the $110 early access version that people bought and
Hmm.
they've been playing, and now the new update just wipes out or makes the original unplayable, and you have to start all over.
Oh my god! I mean, like we can get into. I mean, we're not we're not going to, but we can definitely get into, um, uh, like early access and whatnot. Like, have you heard about what's going on with War of Warcraft War Within?
No, I saw something was going on, but I haven't looked into it.
Essentially, with what's going on with War Within is everyone who got early access, um, has has leveled up to max already. By the time that everyone can play, and now that everyone can play, uh, uh, Blizzard's like, you know what? It's and they even said this. We think that it is too easy to level up in War Within, so we are actually going to make it harder. We're going to make the mobs harder. Um, and so essentially, everyone who didn't buy early access is getting punished by getting a harder game, while the people who did buy early access are already max level. And a lot of people are actually griefing new players coming in. Like, I think the max level is like 95 or something like that. And they're killing all the level 80s just because they can.
Right.
um, so like they're in World of Warcraft, it's it's actually causing classism warfare for the people because it's like, oh, you guys couldn't I'm rich, so I bought and obviously these people aren't rich because rich people don't spend $100 on early access. That's what people who make bad decisions do.
Yes. Yes.
But they're like, oh, I'm rich, I can afford this, so I'm level 95 and I'm gonna attack the poor people who just started playing. So it's
Yeah.
they've literally caused class warfare in their game.
Oh,
uh,
Blizzard.
yeah, but yeah, so all of that from Borderlands, onto something I'm actually really excited for, and a little bit more um, hopeful of, is a Dune Awakening. Uh, Now, Dune Awakening is um, it's a survival MMO. Like it's not a full on like massively multiplayer online role playing game. It's more like a survival game. Um, and I mean, like even Dune Part One, which I don't like, it didn't get me. Dune Part Two has like enthralled me in the universe of Dune, and I'm so excited for more.
Hmm.
Uh, and you can see on here like heat exhaustion. Like it's
Hmm.
it's so interesting. And I'm really excited how they do the sand walking with like the kind of like the dancing or whatever it is.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, this I'm super excited for. I'm kind of hoping that this kind of brings back my MMO peeps, because every I think it was every Wednesday, we used to play the Old Republic. We would do raids and flashpoints and all that. And there came a point where we just
Is that
oh
me? Or,
there,
there he
yeah
comes. Come
yeah
back.
there was a point where we just stopped playing the Old Republic, and so I'm kind of hoping that this gets the band back together. uh, so
Yeah, yeah.
um, do you have anything to say about Dune, or like have you heard about this at all?
I think I saw the trailer a long time ago, like the teaser trailer. But yeah, this looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Let's see. Next up, this is the big one. So, have you seen the Arkham Shadow trailer?
No, I haven't seen
Okay.
any of these trailers. Yeah.
Okay. So, Arkham Shadow, this is a sequel to Arkham Origins, which itself is a prequel to Arkham Asylum.
Okay.
But this is exclusive to MetaQuest 3. And everyone was like, "Oh my god, first we've got Suicide Squad kill the Justice League, and now we've got a VR exclusive Batman." But now that we have official gameplay, this looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, this looks straight up just like a first-person version of the free flow combat in the Arkham games. Um, we have all these previews saying that. From IGN and whatnot, that this is worthy of being called an Arkham game, which of course is definitely a jab at Suicide Squad. But even before we saw gameplay, because I've been keeping up with this, just because I've been really interested in what it was going to be. The developers, and unfortunately, I can't remember Let me see if I can find the name of the developers. Um, I cannot. But even in their developer vlogs and previews, they were like, okay, so we want to do this, but how do we make this a full-on Arkham game? How do we make this? It's VR, so it's going to be a little different, but how are we going to make this an Arkham game and make it a true Arkham game? And from that's when I knew that this was in good hands, because even Rocksteady wasn't concerned about living up to the Arkham legacy, but this VR game is. Camouflage, that's the name of the company.
Mm-hmm.
And even from this trailer, it's cool that we're getting some lesser known villains. Apparently the main villain is Rat King. Now, when it comes to Arkham games, it's never who you think it is with the main villain, because Hugo Strange was in the trailers and was the main villain of Arkham City, but it was actually Ra's al Ghul. And then you thought it was in Arkham Origins, you thought it was Black Mask, but it was really the Joker the whole time. And so we definitely see Harvey Dent in this. So I think that this is going to be their take on the origin of Two-Face, and he's going to be the main villain. But at the end here, this is interesting. For all my animated series fans, we have Mr. Lyle Bolton, Lockup.
Mm.
And I love Lockup. I love that episode. But he was a one-off villain, and he was created for the series, so I know people don't actually know Lockup.
Right.
But yeah, I'm super excited about this. I just wanted to get my thoughts out there.
Nice. Yeah, some of those VR games are actually really good. I know that Five Nights at Freddy's has had some really good ones. So.
Oh yeah, FNAF.
Yeah.
FNAF has been great. Assassin's Creed was great, and in fact, this one kind of looks like the Assassin's Creed one, which makes the most sense. And then obviously Vader Immortal and the Lightsaber Challenge. I mean, I have those and I love those. But yeah, and so I believe this is our last Gamescom, and then we'll move on to the Direct. And I think this one you'll have more to say about than the rest of them, because I think you're pretty excited about this game too, right?
Yeah, my son did buy a PlayStation 5 this summer, so I will probably give this game a try when it comes out.
Did you hear what they said about the free-to-play model?
No.
All the characters are unlocked from the very beginning.
Nice.
Yeah, that's huge because like in a free-to-play model, it's like okay, you can start off with like 5 characters and like 2 of them are cool.
Mm-hmm.
But and then like you can unlock them. You can unlock them through playing the game, but it takes like a week to unlock one character, and you have to play every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I'm like, this is from the very beginning. You will be able to play as Winter Soldier, who plays like that one guy from Prototype.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you get to play as Adam Warlock. I can't think of another game where you get to play as Adam Warlock. So that's like one of my favorite characters. So.
Oh, you know what? Challenge accepted because I want to know if he was in one of those like the Galactic Storm arcade game or something like that.
I can't think of. I mean, he probably was, but I can't think of one. So
Okay. Adam Warlock and the Magus appear in War of the Gems. That was the Super Nintendo game, but they're not playable.
mm-hmm.
Magus in Avengers Alliance 2, but not playable. Adam Warlock is playable in Avengers Alliance, but it's a mobile game, so we're not going to count that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was in Marvel Heroes, which Marvel Heroes was their MOBA, like their League of Legends game that they had for a while. He wasn't even playable in that. He was a non-player.
Hey, pause this video before we get too into this.
Oh, I didn't realize that it went forward. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even realize that it went forward.
Yeah. So you say he was playable on Marvel Heroes, or he just appeared in it?
He just appeared. So you are correct. This is the first time, barring stupid mobile games, where he's like this is the first time
or
that he
like
is
a
playable.
Marvel Lego game or something. I'm sure he's playable on one of those.
I am not seeing where he's playable in a Lego game.
Huh?
Yeah.
And he has to have Magus a skin.
Yeah,
if
right.
They don't
right.
give you a Mega skin. It makes you're missing out. So,
and that's definitely where their money's going to come from.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Which is exciting because, like, you know what? Real quick, before we move on to the direct, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the known character list because I actually don't know the roster.
It's a really strong roster. Like, I think they're missing the Fantastic Four and a couple of X-Men, but I think they've hit most of the
25 characters.
Yeah.
You know what? And this will be interesting if we end up doing what I suggested next week, which involves a Marvel roster.
Yeah.
So let's see. We have playable Adam Warlock,
Mm-hmm.
Black Panther, Captain America, Doctor Strange, Groot. Which what we've seen about Groot is oh no! It's Rocket Raccoon that I'm thinking of. Never mind. Hela, which is an interesting pick, because I don't even think Hela was a popular villain in the MCU. Like, people like Ragnarok, but I don't think people like it for Hela.
There are some weird picks in here, but that's okay. If you've got a big enough roster, I don't care if you have picks, you know.
Well, I mean, like, here's the thing. I think that when it comes to Marvel rosters, Marvel versus Capcom, it's all about the weird picks. Hulk, Iron Man, Jeff the Land Shark. Which is it? Is that an original character, or is that
it's a Deadpool character? I don't know anything about him, but I think that Deadpool married like the Queen of Hell or something, and I think Jeff was her pet. I want to say that could be completely wrong, but would that be?
I mean, if it's the Queen of Hell, isn't that Angela from Spawn?
No, that's Thor's sister. See, they've got it all screwed up, you know.
Listen, Angela's a Spawn character, and I don't care what they say. Loki, Luna Snow. Who is that?
That's the one where it's really weird. I'm like, who?
She was an original character in Marvel Future Fight, which is one of those dumb mobile games.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta be honest, I'm kind of on board with that because I'm not cool with like you creating original characters in things unless you're gonna bring them back in other stuff. You know,
Sure.
the
Yeah.
Harley Quinn.
Or like
Because
Spike from X-Men Evolution or whatever it was. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I don't think Spike ever returned.
I think he's been some comic books, but it's
Oh,
rare.
you know what? I think he is.
Mm-hmm.
Spike was a weird creation, anyways, because they could have made that Quill or
Yeah.
Marrow. Let's see. We've got Magic, which I think is a very interesting X-Men pick.
I'm sorry, I'm
And
groaning about Jeff the Landshark. He's Gwenpool's pet. Ugh.
oh, okay,
I'm
that's
now
fine.
way less interested in Jeff the Shark.
No. I'm interested in anyone who takes the spotlight away from Gwenpool.
Ugh. Yeah, Gwenpool is the worst character.
I disagree. I definitely think that Riri takes the cake, but that's me. Um,
There is okay, you haven't read it, but there is the history of the Marvel universe.
mhm.
And towards the end, you get to a spread where it's like, and here's the new heroes. And other than like Miles Morales in the middle, it's just the whole page is like, ugh. It's like Gwenpool and Miss Marvel and all these characters. And I'm like, ugh.
Hot take. Richard Rider is the best, but I actually like Sam Alexander, so I will.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents.
I'll see if I can find that spread while you're talking. So go ahead.
Next up, we have Magneto, which obviously, like a Marvel game, whether it's a shooter or a fighter, a Marvel game without Magneto is a sin. Um, Mantis, which is an interesting pick. That's a Guardians pick. We have Namor, who I hate. I don't know if anyone knew that, but I do hate him.
Who Namor? Oh no, that's the first I've heard of this.
Yeah. Penny Parker. That's the mech girl, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Punisher, which I got to be honest, if you're playing Punisher in Marvel Rivals, you need to go back to Black Ops 6, okay? Like that's how I feel. Rocket Raccoon, which is an interesting, like from what we've seen in his gameplay, he can actually like get on people's shoulders and shoot like he does the Groot, and that's really cool. Scarlet Witch, who will definitely be my main, that's not a question. Spider-Man, Star-Lord, Storm, Thor, Venom, and Winter Soldier. And then they have Doctor Doom and Doom 2099 as non-playable characters currently, and someone named Galacta.
Have you seen her?
No.
Okay, I'll pull up a picture of her next. This is the spread from History of Marvel Universe where I'm just like,
Okay, yeah, I'm down with Sam Alexander. So that's what's her name? Silk. I hate Silk.
Yeah.
Gwenpool. I hate. I'm cool with Spider-Gwen, but I don't like her. I don't like Spider-Gwen being a part of the main universe.
Yes.
I liked her better whenever she was a miniseries.
That's Amadeus Cho as the Hulk.
How do you feel about that? You're the Hulk guy.
I like Amadeus Cho as a side character. I don't like him having gamma powers.
Okay.
He was just a smart kid that was trying to help Hercules and Hulk.
And then this is one of Vision's kids, right?
Yes.
And then I think that's Riri in the back.
There's Wasp's daughter, Hope, or whatever. I think it's below her.
Oh, yeah. Stature. The worst name ever.
Well, I don't think that's Stature. That's a different character, I believe.
Oh, okay.
yeah. It's like that one.
X20. We love X23.
Sure.
Who's got the boxing glove?
Oh, that's Moonchild and Devil Dinosaur. That's the modern take on Moon. They have their own Disney Plus cartoon.
They do. I know what you're talking about. Moon Girl and
Moon Girl. Yeah, the original was Moon Child, and they've updated it to Moon Girl. That's what it is.
Yeah. Huh.
All right.
So wait, this is an official. This is an official panel
from the history of Marvel Universe. It's like a big 2-page spread where you turn the page of.
I mean,
and then the next generation of heroes, and I'm like, ugh.
I mean, so they're proud of this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this seems like a hit piece. What is this? So, the history of is that the Franklin Richards story that you keep telling me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll get to it eventually. It's a great book, but this page drives me crazy. I mean, I understand it's a history of Marvel, so they're showing the different periods of time in Marvel. You get to this page, you're like, So, let me find a picture of, would you say it was Galacta or Galactica?
Galacta, yeah.
This is the daughter of Galactus.
Oh, of course she is.
And I don't know if you're ready for this.
Here's the thing, man. We're talking about getting me a date. All right, this.
Okay. She's probably out of your league. I'm gonna tell you that she's this is Galacta.
I gotta be honest. I couldn't tell what was happening at first. Wait, so what's coming out of her hips?
I don't know. Like, is she hooked to a machine or something?
Is she Dr. Octopus? Are those cannons? What's happening?
Maybe they're feeding on a planet, and that's hooked to her to give her. It's all going to her hips, though.
I mean, I'm down. You know, I'm swiping right. All right. I'm swiping right. That's what I'll say.
Oh,
I like a girl with an appetite.
Yeah, but she is in the game. I don't know if she's the one gathering the heroes or something. But yeah, she is definitely part of this game.
Who's the mom? That's the next segment.
There's probably an answer. Let's see. Who is Galacta's mom?
When I click on Galacta in the Wikipedia page, like, it brings up something named G-Type, which is a Shi'ar Imperial Guard.
It's a phoenix. Taya, the science seer supreme of the planet Tai. She's the mother of Galan, who later. Oh no, this is Galacta's mom. Oh wait, what?
Wait,
okay,
what?
that just what?
Wait, hold on. You're gonna have to. It's been a while since I've seen Sling Blade. Run that by me again.
This is Galacta's mom. Here, let me share my other screen. I'm so confused.
Oh, this is the Shi'ar that Grant Morrison created. Okay. I vaguely remember this.
Well, the Shi'ar have been around forever since the original Phoenix Saga.
Yeah, but this was like a specific Shi'ar, like Imperial Guard person, and so this is like a character. So, okay, so this is Galactus's mom or Galacta's mom?
Yeah, no, it's Galacta's mom. Okay, so this is from a brand new Defenders comic from like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So this is new continuity.
Okay.
Why? Okay, okay. I could start explaining what's going on here, but we would go way down the rabbit hole. Basically, Galactus is the first being after the Big Bang that created the Marvel Universe, and he's also the survivor of the last universe. He's the one thing that survived from that universe. So this mom would have to be from that previous universe, which that would mean they had Shi'ar in that universe also, which doesn't make any sense, but okay.
Okay. Well,
like I said,
now that we've gone off topic when it comes to Marvel, which, you know, I'm on board with this. This looks a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we've had that happen, let's get off topic with our next game. I
I have mixed
Oh,
feelings about this
Capital
game
One.
that we are about to load here.
I know, Capital One. My number keeps going down.
They
Such a
this was
hard game.
this was shown, I think, during the indie.
Yes.
It's called Date Everything, and anything in your house is dateable. So I don't know if you watched it. Did you watch this trailer already?
I haven't. So I was watching the direct, but I was also at work.
Yeah,
So I
like
think
that guy
I'm.
was the bathtub. This is the vacuum cleaner. Um, it's kind of like a Beauty and the Beast kind of, where like everything's coming to life, and like so. This is a bookshelf here, and this is
Doug.
I can't remember what they said Doug was. He's like your dread. Yeah, your existential dread. So you can date Doug if you want. Um, uh, so on the one hand, I think this is a very funny parody of dating games, but I know people are gonna take this so serious that it's also disturbing.
I think JD Vance is going to get a copy. Oh, sorry. Did I say that? Don't Google that, please. Um, oh man, I don't
But
know. Do you know what this looks like? This looks like an American company parodying. Uh, uh, I assume. I mean, this looks American. There's no way this is a Japanese game, right?
Team 17, whoever that is, I like to be the distributor.
Sassy chap.
Sassy Chap. So maybe it's a British company. I don't know.
So this is at least it's definitely a Western civilization developer.
Uh-huh.
That I don't know. It kind of looks like so Scream is like a perfect parody of horror movies, right?
Uh-huh.
This looks like Scary Movie. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Does that resonate with anybody?
It reminds me of, what was that game? Was it Game Grumps that made that, the gay dating game or whatever, the daddy game? What was that?
Oh yeah. Who's your
It
daddy?
I think so. It has that art style at least. And so like I said, as a parody of dating games, I think it's funny, but that's not how the internet and the world is going to take this game. And taking it that way is very disturbing, where this is like one step past furries. Like now we're dating all the inanimate objects, and that.
Shout outs to Tech Knight from the boys.
So on that level, I don't like this at all. So yeah, when this I like watching different people react to the directs, especially when a big game's announced. But I've been watching people react to this trailer. It's been pretty funny. Just to look like on Maximilian Dude's face or DJI James' face when this trailer played. Very funny.
This is, you know what this is? This is what all the fangirls thought Dream looked like in real life. They thought that he had that his face, his mask was his face, and he had a hot bod. That's what they thought. They didn't think he looked like a guy. Oh man.
Oh, it's like I said, it's funny, but it's bizarre and
dropping October 24th for all of you, in case you were wondering.
Yeah.
So next up, so I really don't know a whole lot about Rune Factory. When I was a kid and Rune Factory was like kind of coming out, I was really into RuneScape, and so whenever they were like, "Oh, it's Rune Factory 4 or whatever," and I'm like, "Is it a sequel to RuneScape?" So I actually really don't know what Rune Factory is. All I know is this is called Guardians. They use the word calamity. We've got these dragons. I mean,
yeah, looks a little familiar.
This looks very familiar, and that's why I wanted to talk. I really have nothing of value to say about this. This is a Zelda game.
I think this is the first time I've actually kind of paid attention to the trailers right now.
Oh okay.
Because all these Japanese RPGs kind of look the same to me after a while, and so especially when I'm working, I kind of blank out like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
But no, I mean, like, this is legit Breath of the Wild.
it's them blessing the master swords and you get through time. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
they just did that with the sticks. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And then there's hold
And
on.
we got to a farm though.
They created, and you create that. Well, okay, so the creating structures, I think that's always been a Rune Factory thing. So I won't give them crap. The dragons is a big thing though. Like,
yeah.
Huh. I don't think I've watched this far into the trailer.
Yeah, I haven't seen this at all either. But yeah, the 2 dragons are definitely from the new Zelda game. So.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's Sid from Final Fantasy. Oh, that looked just like the Lynels. Oh my gosh.
Restore Your Lost Memories. Yeah, that's the other Zelda game.
Was that? Oh, there's so much happening. I'm waiting to see if someone looks like Akuma Ganondorf. Oh man, no. Okay, there was maybe it was over here. I thought someone looked like Akuma Ganondorf for a second.
You know, I see games like this and I'm just like, I don't have time for this. I would not have time to play this game, whatever this is.
This is definitely there's Ganondorf.
Yeah.
Wait, he's even got Akuma's little bead things. Oh man! So this is Rune Factory, Super Street Fighter, Turbo, Zelda Edition.
Yeah.
All right, this was a surprise, because I never thought that they would port the DS Castlevania games. I didn't know how you would do that.
Oh, that's right. Because they would have. Did they use both screens?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm very excited about this. So interestingly, I'm trying to figure out which one's which, because once we get on the DS, I'm actually unfamiliar with the Castlevania games. So Dawn of Sorrow is an Aria of Sorrow sequel. And I know that one of these is a sequel to Castlevania Bloodlines on the... I think it's Portrait of Ruin. I think this is a sequel to Bloodlines on the Sega Genesis.
Mm-hmm. You know what? You've got it in my head now. Every villain they show looks like Ganon now. Thanks.
Well, that's obviously Death.
No, if you go back, you get the 2 previous bosses were both Ganon.
Yeah, I know. Soma Cruz, the best protagonist. And
yeah,
what?
I was just gonna say you're more the Castlevania guy than I am. So
yeah. What I really love about this, reimagine. Yeah, that's cool. So Haunted Castle is the arcade version of the original Castlevania, and so this is kind of like a, almost like it looks like almost a remake.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay, so I didn't catch this, but that's how they're doing the double screen. That's so cool. Okay.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, so like I said, I only caught this. Oh, why do we have to put rewind in every game? Yeah, I'm just what it is whenever I'm watching stuff like while I'm at work, it's like I see the first half of the trailer, I kind of get the gist, and I'm like, okay, I'll write that down, and that's one of the things that we'll talk about. So these latter halves of the trailers, I actually don't recognize. But what I like, even Nintendo, this is Nintendo of America, even they're using Metroidvania as the genre now. I love it.
Yeah. I just like that the Switch has all these collections of old games on it. I think it's just cool to have a system where you can You can play all the Castlevanias. You can play all the Street Fighters. You can, do
Hmm.
this, do that. So
Oh
it's really
yeah.
cool.
It sucks that that's all Konami knows how to do now, but
Yeah.
I'll take what I can get. And here's the thing: that's a dig at Konami, not because of the quality of their new games, but their lack of new games. They don't make new games anymore.
Yeah.
This one's a big one. Oh, is this the? This is this. No. I got the wrong one. Dang it.
It's right. Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah. Dang it. Okay. I'll have to go back though to go in my playlist. I can't believe I put the wrong one on the playlist. So this was a really, this is a big surprise because even if I'd thought that we were going to get something like this, I didn't think that they would like try to take the spotlight away from the MVC collection. But these are 7 beloved games and then 1 bad one. So Capcom for second, great. Love CVS2, one of the best. Power Stone, I think, is going to be really interesting because most people have never played Power Stone. It's one of my favorites, though.
Yeah, I've never played it, and I'm really interested in playing it because all I hear is people talk about Power Stone all the time.
Okay. So this one, I want to talk about this. Okay, so this is Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper. This is yes. So this has never been released on a console. This has never been released on in an arcade. Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper is a game. It is the most recent version of Street Fighter Alpha 3, but nobody plays it because it was exclusively on the Game Boy Advance.
What?
Yes. And so what they've done is they've taken the updates that were in the original Alpha 3 Upper, but they put it in the original game so that way it's not Game Boy Advance graphics. So
Okay.
so we get like like they added characters and whatnot. So whenever I saw it was Alpha 3, I was like, oh, and then I saw the arrow and I'm like, oh my god, it's Upper. So that's fun.
Whenever you say upper, I'm thinking of two things: you're an upper decker, or I'm thinking of the old Saturday Night Live fake commercial for doggy uppers and doggy downers. When your dog's too hyper, you give them a doggy downer, and then if they're too down, you give them a doggy upper. And...
doggy upper, yeah. Next one, this one is very interesting. The next game. So Capcom Fighting Evolution. So this game sucks, and I'm surprised that they're acknowledging it. The balancing was horrible. The game was not great. This character Ingrid was like a game. I guess it was like how Ruby Hart was an original character for MVC2. But then they made Ingrid. This game is interesting because it's a Capcom crossover with like Darkstalkers, Final Fight, Street Fighter. What was that one? Red Earth with like the dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's fun. And then Plasma Sword. Have you heard of this game?
No.
Okay, so Plasma Sword. Is very much it was actually called Star Gladiator in Japan, which I prefer that name to Plasma Sword. But this, I mean, like they don't even hide that it's Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
that's Darth Vader.
Yeah. Let's see, we've got Luke Skywalker right there.
Uh-huh.
We got a little green dude. Look at that. Oh yeah, and then there's the Beast. This guy's kind of like Chewbacca.
Yeah.
But this game is pretty dope because games like this and Project Justice have like the Magic Series system, which the Magic Series is whenever you can just automatically link a light to a medium to a heavy punch instead of having to wait and time your button presses. So it's games like this and Project Justice, which was previously in this trailer, that would eventually lead to Marvel vs. Capcom. And this is one of the first 3D fighting games.
So will this be the fourth collection on the Switch? Because they had the Street Fighter collection, Capcom 1 and 2, and now the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. So this
Yes,
is
this will
fighting games. I'm tempted to get all of them just so I could have here's everything.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. It's so cool. It's so cool. And the funniest thing is Hayato, who is the main character of Star Gladiator. He was actually in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and he is historically one of the worst characters in the game. But he's so cool, so everybody picked him first. Honestly, we're Cameron and I are definitely going to get the Marvel collection on Steam and on PS4, just because that's the way fighting games are played on PS4 at this point. But honestly, I'm tempted to get Capcom Fighting Collection 2 on Switch, specifically because of Power Stone. Because that's definitely more of like a Super Smash Brothers like a Super Smash Brothers type party game. Also, with the fact that it's a Capcom Fighting Collection, but it has Terry Bogard on the cover as well, I hope that means that we're getting closer, and especially with Terry being revealed as a guest character for Street Fighter 6, I hope we're getting closer to Capcom versus SNK 3.
Oh yeah.
Now, there's no new information on what is this? Okay, this game was not planned, but this looks like Rune Factory. Metaphor on Xbox. But so there's no new information. Actually, so there is a little bit of new information. So we got the release date for the Capcom Fighting Collection. And this is just the Marvel Superheroes Spotlight, which, funny enough, is my least favorite of all the games, but that's the only Spotlight that they revealed. So I believe that the digital version comes out on September. I think it's September 10th. And then the physical version comes out on November 11th, and it comes with like an exclusive Marvel vs. Capcom comic book. And we don't know who's writing it, but I'm very interested in that. So Cameron and I are definitely going to be getting this on Steam next week, and then we'll be getting it on PS4. I forgot he was in this game. September 12th, excuse me, and September 20th, November 12th. I got my dates wrong. My bad. Yeah, we'll definitely be getting the digital version on Steam, getting the physical version on PS4, and for all you Marvel fans, for all the Capcom fans, Marvel vs. Capcom fans, anybody, go get the physical version. I've been through this once before, where they released Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on digital release through the PlayStation Store and the Xbox Store, and then they remove it, and you're not able to buy it ever again. So get the physical version. Do not let them take that from you.
Exactly.
So we did get some interesting information. And I don't know how this is going to affect the fighting game community. Because there are a lot of glitches that people use in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 that they have fixed in this. And I don't know why they fixed them. Because, like, I mean, we've been playing this game for over 20 years. There's been so many tournaments. Like, this is one of the biggest fighting game scenes, and I don't like. And we all just accept the glitches. I don't know why they fixed them, because they weren't game breaking. Like you could still play the game, but it's just, weird, quirky things that characters could do that made them who they were. Like, the one that I heard about is that Juggernaut has this power up super that gives him a full, armor, so that way, he'll take damage, but you can't hit him out of anything. So, if he swings a punch, or then you can try to counter hit him, but he's going to hit you back because you can't hit him out of it because he's got the armor. And so what you would do is you would do the power up super and then switch him out. And then whenever he has that power up super, whenever he's on the screen, there's a timer, so it doesn't last as long. If you tag him out, then the timer doesn't go because he's not technically in play. But then you bring him in with his charge assist. He still has the power up super, so you can't hit him out. He does more damage, and it doesn't drain the timer, so he still has it. And for some reason, they took that out. And I know what I described sounds overpowered. Juggernaut's like mid-tier in Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
It sounds like when Nintendo re-released Mario 64 and took out all the backwards wall jumps.
Yeah. It's like that. So I'm definitely curious as to how this is going to affect the fighting game community, because Marvel players are kind of purists. Been playing on Sega Dreamcast for 20 years, and playing it on a PS4 or on Steam would definitely make it way more convenient. But now they've essentially changed the game in some ways. So I don't know how that's going to affect it, but it's interesting. But yeah, definitely pick up a physical version so they can't take it away from us this time.
Yes, definitely. I always encourage people to buy physical when they can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only time that I would encourage you to buy digital is if you were okay with losing it eventually.
Yes.
And here's the thing. I'm not being a smart aleck when I say that. I play Destiny. Destiny is a live service game. I've spent a lot of money on that game, but I always keep in mind that I'm like, eventually the servers are going to go down and I'm not going to be able to play this anymore. But I accept that. It's weird. I understand that I'm paying for the service in that instance, but for something like this, don't let them take it away from you.
Right. And I tell my kids that all the time. They're like, they'll buy skins in Fortnite or whatever, and I'm like, just know that one day they will turn this off and you will lose everything.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think it's okay to spend money on that as long as you recognize that.
Yeah.
But yeah, not for the most legendary fighting game of all time. Buy that on physical. Mm-hmm. This next one was a surprise, and I'm very excited about it. Capital One, yes. They're releasing a patch where I get less money.
Yeah. They call it banking fees or something. I don't know.
Right. So ever since the Tetris movie last year, I have been enamored with Tetris. So my job is I am a claims representative for insert insurance company here. And essentially I talk with doctor. Essentially I make sure that when you go to the doctor and you give them your insurance card, that they get paid. So that's what I do. And it's a very monotonous job. At this point, I've been doing it so long that I could do it in my sleep. And so I'll actually have my Switch, and I'll just play the Game Boy version of Tetris on the Nintendo Online all day while I'm doing claim stuff. and so I've been enamored with Tetris since the movie came out. I'm so excited for this. This is actually a different trailer than what they showed at during the um, during the
Direct and
during the direct. But I think this one gives more information and it highlights. I can't remember his name, but it highlights the Russian creator more and highlights Russia more. That movie with accurate or not, it did give me some perspective on the game itself.
Mm-hmm.
And so it looks from what we can tell, we're getting 15 different Tetris games. One really fun one that I noticed is, especially for those who have seen the movie, this is the original, where
That's
he,
cool.
where he used like exclamation points and brackets and uh, yeah, it's this is so cool, and so we're getting 15 different versions of Tetris, and then let me see if I can find. We're getting a new version of Tetris called Time Warp, where
Mm-hmm.
it's a party game, but it changes in the middle, and
Mm-hmm.
so you could be playing one Tetris game which has a certain. Okay, this is a nerdy Tetris moment for me. So Tetris games are different. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are.
Uh, even if they look the same, their coding is different, and so some of them, some Tetris games have completely random blocks, and some Tetris games have patterns, and some Tetris games have algorithms, um, and so the game is going to switch on you, and it'll be different. As far as the way the rules are, and then some Tetris games have like bombs in them, so that way it helps you go down. Or some Tetris games have like things that make the game harder,
Mm-hmm.
and so in the middle of the party, boom, it's going to change to a different one, which is really fun. Um, so
My only two complaints about this, not really complaints, but it doesn't have Tetris 64, which was one of my favorites, where you can make
I,
the giant cubes and stuff.
I don't know. Funny thing. So I showed this to Cameron, and we looked this up on Steam. They haven't released an official games list, so I don't
Okay.
even know what games are coming to it. But I know
Yeah.
it's 15 different games plus Time Warp.
Right.
Um,
And Tetris DS, obviously, they're not going to put Mario characters on the other systems, but it would be great if they would put that on the Switch or something.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of, another thing that they revealed was that the NES version of Tetris is coming to Nintendo Online
Mm-hmm.
soon as well. And if I can get nerdy about Tetris again, that game is essentially the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 of Tetris. It is the most competitive, and that's if you ever look up competitive Tetris or world record Tetris or anything like that, the NES version is the one they're playing.
Hmm.
So
Cool.
very, very exciting. Not expected, but a welcome surprise. This yeah, this is an interesting one. We didn't expect this. So Tetris. That's the end of the direct. This came out 2 days later.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I got some thoughts.
Yeah. So this is the follow up. I'm gonna say follow up to Link's Awakening. Basically, that's that art style
Yeah.
of the remake, and been very hyped for this game. We get to play as Zelda, and
Oh,
the early trailers have just been showing that you can create items or create enemies to solve puzzles. But this trailer shows that you actually can play almost as Link, where you get the sword and you become a sword fighter. I kind of saw this coming. I knew there had to be some type of fighting in the game. I'm okay with it as long as it's not like the
yeah.
whole game, just like a small portion or it's optional. I'm
I'm definitely a little disappointed because I was like, I wish you would just commit to it.
hmm
My biggest problem with it. Oh, by the way, So this character right here, this is like your Navi. It's
Mhm.
called Tri. These are definitely the Triforce pieces, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Now
Yeah.
you mention it, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, no. Here's the thing. When it comes to Zelda trailers, I notice the small things.
Mhm, mhm.
um, the still world looks amazing. I love
Oh
this.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
I'm still very hyped for this game.
no, I'm hyped for it as well. Absolutely, absolutely. Um, what's funny is so Cameron and I, obviously we've been playing a lot of Destiny, and Final Shape just came out, and Final Shape, like whenever you go into the Pale Heart, it's like think places you've been before, but it's all like weird, twisted, and Doctor Strange like. And so
Mhm,
Cameron's like, "This looks like Destiny. This looks like
mhm.
Final Shape." Um, but yeah, I'm very excited for that. Honestly, I am more excited for like at this point I'm excited for speed runs. Oh, I love this. I love this. Cuz you know what that is? This is this stuff right here. This is Tears of the Kingdom uh in a 2D Zelda game.
Mhm.
That's so cool. Um is it this part? Oh no, no, no. This is the main strat. Okay. So you got your
Yep.
like your Pikmin and whatnot. You can shoot things, and then while they were doing stuff, you can go ahead and take a nap.
Right.
Yeah,
Important.
yeah. So I've already made this, um, but I've made this to you. I'm going to say this in public. We're going to get what was it, bed only runs of speed runs.
Mhm. Yeah.
We're going to see this at GDQ, and it's going to be amazing. Um, so let's see. I think it's coming up here now. Um.
And that's so cool. It turns sideways and stuff. The steel
Oh
world.
yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty sweet.
Which is really cool because this is twice now that I'm getting more than what I bargained for in a Zelda game. Because Tears of the Kingdom comes out and it's like, oh yeah, we're getting. Okay, hold on. We'll talk about this real quick. Um, so pick up this sword, and as far as the lore implications of the sword, um, I'm wondering how, and obviously none of it's gonna. Every time I come up with a Zelda theory, none of it's gonna be surface level. But she kind of looks like Fee from Skyward Sword whenever she
Yeah.
does that. Yeah. Um, Now the gauge, I understand the gauge, right? And so obviously this is a limited resource. You have to be wise as to if you're gonna use this correctly. My only thing is right now it says level 1. I kind of wish it was just the meter. Like this implies that we're gonna be able to level it up and get it for longer.
And then maybe a permanent
Yeah,
unlock.
yeah. Which is
It reminds me of the Master Sword, which I think in which was it, the Breath of the Wild one, where you can only use it temporarily, which kind of got on my nerves. So I'm like, either give it to me or don't give it to me. you
yeah,
know. So, um, yeah, I think when I'm playing this, I think the challenge is going to be to use the sword as little as possible.
yeah, yeah.
you know.
Definitely. But anyway, before Sword Fighter, what I was saying was, Tears of the Kingdom comes out, and we get the sky, and then it comes out, and oh my god, we get the underbelly, like it was double the map that we thought we were getting.
Mm-hmm.
And so for this, whenever they first revealed it, I just thought it was cool that we were getting a remade version of the A Link to the Past Hyrule, because that version of Hyrule has only been remade on the 3DS in A Link Between Worlds, but now they've remade that in the style of Link's Awakening, which is cool. But now we get the still world, and I'm like, oh, that's like way more than I thought we were getting. I thought we were just gonna get. Oh, by the way, other thing that I noticed. So try. Now there's 4. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You know what these bad guys remind me of that we're
what's
seeing right here?
what's
The final boss in Link's Awakening.
hold on, let me go back a little bit. Like the shadow ones.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Uh-huh.
I think the artifice stuff is really cool. That's like a D&D thing
Mm-hmm.
where like you get to build robots that fight for you.
So the fun thing about this trailer is I watched it like 3 times and didn't realize there was an end scene to the trailer till like the fourth time I watched the trailer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I missed it completely the first 3 times. Yeah,
So
right here.
these
Yeah.
guys. Okay. There's probably some implications to that too.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because it's Link's Awakening. Um, yeah. Um, so here's a question. Oh, bed bridge. It's going to be overpowered. Here's a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you think that this is the second in some sort of trilogy?
Yes.
Okay.
I think there's a Ganon game coming. I really hope there's a Ganon game coming. Let me rephrase that.
Here, you know what? Here's how I would do a Ganon game. Honestly, I wouldn't like the Ganon game. To me, would be like the least like Zelda possible.
Yes, you would be
Um,
destroying everything.
right,
But
exactly. Because you know, Zelda has always been about puzzles and combat.
mhm.
This definitely seems like majority puzzles.
Right. Because
That Gan
Link is the courage, Zelda's the wisdom, and Ganon is the power.
Yeah. So what what this has done, it has gone like majority puzzles. It's well, I needed to swing the other way for Ganondorf. I need that to be like almost like a top down beat 'em up game, you know?
Yeah, like, or here's a puzzle. Okay, I'm just going to destroy the puzzle to solve it.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, and then here's the interesting thing. Um, because we have Link and Ganon side by side, and then we get this little teaser, which by the way, try. Now there's one that's purple. What does that mean?
Mm, mm,
um, so we get like a little evil Link. I can't remember what the inception of this game was. I don't know if this was like so you beat Ganondorf as Link at the beginning and then something happens. But obviously Ganondorf is not the main villain because whatever has happened to Link has happened to Ganondorf as well. So I think I'll go ahead and say this. I think there's going to be a boss fight where you have to fight Link and Ganondorf at the same time.
this reminds me of a comic book that I read when I was a wee lad, and it's one of my favorite Zelda stories. Um, this was, I think, issue 3 of the original comic series that came out from Valiant Comics back in the 90s. And in that story, Link grabs the Triforce of Power, and he has the Triforce of Power and the Triforce of Courage, and it
Mm-hmm.
corrupts him. And by the end, I don't know if they have the picture in here. Yeah, he starts turning into Ganon, and Zelda has to stop him with the Triforce of Wisdom. And you find out that this is what originally happened to Ganon in this universe, was that the power and the courage corrupted him. Like, he started out as a hero and was corrupted by the power.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
So this is in the art style of the cartoon.
Yeah.
Does Link ever say it?
I don't remember if he said that. I don't think so. These were very serious comics, like very like the Captain N ones. You would probably like
Yeah.
those because they had Samus in them.
Oh, okay.
And I remember her like cursing and all this stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, as a kid, I'm like, oh my gosh, Samus said the D word. Oh my gosh.
So
You know.
what you're saying is this is kind of like if Last Ronin, but in the '80s cartoon style.
Yeah.
By the way, for those who haven't got, excuse me, princess.
Right.
By the way, you know what else I saw? I saw an IGN that's like pre-order the Zelda on DVD now, and I clicked on it because I was like, "What is this?" And it was like the old cartoon, and I'm like, "I'm pretty sure this has been on DVD for like 15 years now."
Yes. Yeah.
Uh, And I was like, is it not Shout Factory? It's Shout Factory. I don't know what we're pre-ordering.
Maybe they fixed it up or something.
That would make it worse though. I don't need it fixed up. I need it to be pure.
Right.
So yeah, this is
And, for the people that knock the original Zelda cartoon, a lot of those things in that cartoon have appeared in later games.
Oh
That's
yeah,
all I'll say. A lot of the ideas in that cartoon.
I love that. I think the idea of a Courage Triforce actually came from that too.
If not, it's definitely in Zelda 2.
Yeah, I can't remember which one came out first.
Yeah.
So that's the end of actual video games.
Mm-hmm.
We've been pretty blessed when it comes to adaptations too, honestly. This is what they wanted in the 80s and 90s.
Yes.
So
and this is, the switch to superheroes, Stan Lee was wanting this since the 60s, and it took 40 years for the technology to get there. So yeah, we're living in a blessed time when it comes to seeing these things. Is this a new trailer, or is this the same one?
This is the same one.
Okay.
Just because it's longer. So we really haven't talked a whole lot about Arcane, but we love Arcane.
Yes.
Also, interestingly, I like the fact that Vi now has like the garb getup that Caitlyn has, and the rest of those policemen have.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's just something that I noticed. But yeah, I am definitely very interested because it's the final chapter, and we didn't expect it to be the final chapter. But I'm cool with as long as this was the plan. I'm cool with it.
Yes.
Well,
this show cannot be cheap to make. This has to be very expensive.
Definitely. Another thing that's interesting that I want to bring this up. So Riot has actually they put out something like a newsletter on their website last week, and basically I was talking about Arcane was a segue to this. They had hold on, real quick. Look! It's all the art, the thing that we love about Jinx, the way that she views the world.
Oh yeah,
I love it. They've always had. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if anybody in the audience has not watched Arcane, go watch it.
Oh
it's
yeah,
really
definitely.
really good.
So my parents and I and Cameron, we'll go over there once a week and we'll watch The Bear or Ted Lasso or whatever show. So we finished season 3 of The Bear, and they're like, "Oh, we need something else to watch." I've never suggested a cartoon before. I'm gonna see if I can get Arcane on the table.
Hey, I got my wife to watch live action One Piece yesterday, so I'm like I really wanted to watch Arcane, but I feel like I'm pushing my luck with One Piece as it is. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see.
But so the newsletter, like Riot is restructuring essentially, and a part of that restructuring, and unfortunately, I think that restructuring had layoffs in it. But like that's everyone right now.
Yeah.
But they had like a head of adaptations or whatever it was, and it was just one guy, and so it was basically like just Arcane. But now they've split it up because the showrunner of Arcane was the head of adaptations. Now he's the head of animation, and they now have a head of live action. So I don't know what that means as far as getting live action League of Legends or live action Valorant.
Weird, yeah.
Yeah, but I you know what? Here's the thing: we push our luck with live action. we've been blessed with really good animation. And I attribute this probably back to season 1 of Castlevania. That kind of opened the floodgates for everything that we're getting. And so, we've been really good with animation. If their live action is a fraction as good as Arcane, I think we're in good hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely excited. When does this drop? November. I think we have like an actual date now. But yeah, it's coming out in November.
Do you know if they're doing like the half season drops like they did the first time, or
I was wondering that, and I didn't find any information on that.
okay.
Now that would be interesting because I watched Arcane after the fact, so I didn't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely curious. I'm actually curious if they're gonna keep the Imagine Dragons theme song, or if they're gonna, because it's season 2, they're gonna have like a new theme song.
They do like their music videos over there. So
oh yeah.
Let's see.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. So season.
So next up, we talk about
yeah,
Secret Level. I think it's called
Secret Level.
Yeah. So I think I just saw this trailer like a day or two ago, but before you mentioned it, putting on the show. So basically, this is an anthology of different video game like short movies.
video and board game. Because in addition to video games, they also have Warhammer.
Yeah.
Which I think the Warhammer is them testing the waters for the Henry Cavill Warhammer universe that they're wanting to make.
Yeah, and did that fall apart, or maybe there was just controversy with Warhammer. I can't remember. I do know the Highlander movie is finally starting to move forward.
Yeah,
that he was supposed to be in, so that's cool. I think the big surprise is Pac-Man. Or I think Pac-Man and Mega Man are both listed on here.
There are definitely a couple of surprises. What's funny is there are at least 2 or 3 that are adaptations of games that haven't been released yet.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Think there's a Sifu is one of them as well, which Sifu was nominated. Here we go. Hold on. Let's where is that option? Playback speed. All right.
Go down. Okay. So New World, Afternoon.
So we got Warhammer, Unreal Tournament, which I'm really excited about because I was sure that oh my god, who does Fortnite? I'm trying to remember. Epic Games. Mm-hmm. I was so sure that Epic forgot about Unreal Tournament. For all those watching and who love Fortnite, you are children, okay? Hold on. I think I cut it. Yeah,
you did.
Epic is trying to shut me up. You are children, okay? Unreal Tournament was the original Fortnite, literally. So Unreal Tournament. I'm just excited they remember what Unreal Tournament is. So New World.
PlayStation.
So PlayStation. This is an interesting one because it doesn't say God of War and it doesn't say Ghost of Tsushima and it just says PlayStation. And so there's a theory that it's not like a God of War animation, but it's almost like an adaptation of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
I hope it's an adaptation of Captain N, just PlayStation. Captain P.
Yeah. Which I would find. So my only thing about that is that Ghost of Tsushima was not around whenever the original PlayStation All-Stars came out. And so, if this is an adaptation of PlayStation All Stars, like, and they're like gonna call it PlayStation All Stars, and it's gonna be new, and even then, this is new God of War 4 Kratos. Back in PlayStation All Stars, it was God of War 3 Kratos in the original. I think I'm starting to. I can hear it whenever it cuts out, so
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I'm getting better at it. But if this is PlayStation All Stars, but it's like new Kratos and Jin from Ghost of Tsushima, does that mean we're getting a new PlayStation All Stars?
I was gonna say I doubt it, but we'll see.
Well, the thing is PlayStation All Stars definitely came out at the wrong time, because it came out at a time where PlayStation All Stars was a Smash Brothers ripoff. But now we have Rivals of Aether. Now we have Brawlhalla, Nicktoons, Multiverses, even though people hate it now. And the fact that Multiverses actually ruined our chances of getting a Riot. I don't know if you heard about that. The failure of Multiverses. So Riot was considering a platform fighter for League of Legends and Valorant, like a crossover. But the way Multiverses has shaked out, they've decided not to move forward with it.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, I think at this point, PlayStation could definitely come out with the Smash Brothers and like a PlayStation All Stars. And I mean, obviously, you'll be compared to Smash Brothers, but not be. You wouldn't be called a ripoff at this point, you know.
Yeah.
All it is you're being compared to the best instead of being compared to the only.
Right.
So that's interesting. Dungeons and Dragons, like I said, this is video games and board games. So I'm hoping that Hugh Grant's in this one.
Sure. Yeah.
Outer Worlds 2, very interesting, because Outer Worlds 2 is not out yet. But that is Obsidian's game. People who made Fallout New Vegas and KOTOR 2. So excited about that one. Yeah, Pac-Man. I don't know what I don't know how you do that. Like,
we briefly see at the end of the trailer, and I'm not crazy about the art style on it, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see it. Do you remember the? I think it was on like Disney XD or something like that. Do you remember the Pac-Man cartoon?
There's been a couple. There was the old Hanna-Barbera one, and then the new one. But yes,
yeah,
I'm you talking about the Ghostly Adventures or whatever.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Honor. I don't know that Honor of Kings. I've never heard of that, so I actually don't know if that's already out or if it's coming out. Armored Core. I'm excited for Armored Core because that's a FromSoft game. So whenever they don't do a Dark Souls or a Souls-like, they do Armored Core. So I'm on board with Armored Core. I'm excited for that one. We got Mega Man. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that they're using the OG Mega Man logo.
Mm-hmm.
Exodus. So Exodus is a game that I'm very excited about. Exodus is being developed by a new company. I don't remember what it is, but essentially, at this point, BioWare, the people who made KOTOR and the people who made Mass Effect, and they are BioWare in name only because all of the good people left. They have formed this new company. They have teamed up with Wizards of the Coast, and they are making a video game called Exodus, starring Matthew McConaughey as the main character. I'm super excited about it. So even though this is probably going to come out before the game, I'm excited to get something soon, relatively soon. Spelunky. This is like an indie game, right? I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, Doug plays it all the time. You're just like a little guide looking for treasure, avoiding enemies, and climbing ropes and stuff. No.
Okay. Crossfire.
You'll get caught in the crossfire.
I was about to say, I don't know if it is that Crossfire.
I wonder if it is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Marvel game. It feels like it is, but I don't know.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. That's the thing is I don't know if it is, but I hope it is.
Yeah, yeah.
um, and have the song, please.
Yes, it has to like a remix of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Oh, that's unfortunate.
Crossfire's from 1971. Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's from the
Uh,
90s commercial. Yeah.
oh yeah. So, are you familiar with Concord?
No,
Okay.
Oh, wait. That yes, I am. That's the one with the overweight character I keep seeing everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is PlayStation's answer to Valorant. It is not doing well.
No, no.
and
Dustborn and this game are not doing well.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so now that because I didn't realize this is one of the thing. This is really funny. This is unfortunate. Oh man, that's great. Sifu.
Crossfire is a first-person shooter game.
Um,
Boo. Okay.
so Sifu. I have a bone to pick with Sifu because uh, the Game Awards had this nominated for best fighting game. The year it came out. Luckily, it didn't win. But Sifu is not a fighting game. It's a single player action game.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Sifu is a fighting game, then so is I don't know. It's like calling Final Fight or Streets of Rage it's a fighting game. It's like the modern day
brawler. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it is not a fighting game. Okay. So I think is this the fat guy from Concord?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
He's like when I pull up Concord on Wikipedia, he's in the picture.
Okay.
Whoever it is, I don't know.
Yeah. So, got some dragons and all that, and I am.
My only complaint about this is all the animations look the same. Like the styles all look the same. Like there's nothing distinct about any of those. Anything in the trailer. It all looks like you could tell me this is all one big movie, and I'd believe you.
That's true. Like the best part about anthologies like Star Wars Visions, Halo Legends, Batman Gotham Knight, and of course the Animatrix, the OG, the God, is the fact that we get different animation studios that bring their own take.
Yeah.
So that is a little disappointing. But I also realize, because I don't know if you know this, these are actually all of these are the same animation studio. It is just one animation, and they've done a lot of trailers. In fact, I think IGN released a list of trailers, or like a list of all the trailers that this specific company has worked on. So that's out there if anyone wants to check it out. And they do good work. But I do think that this unfortunately loses the charm of anthologies by having it only be one animation studio. So this is Pac-Man.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but okay.
It
looks like a Langolier. That's what that looks like.
No, this looks like a character from Date Anything or Date Everything.
It's the garbage disposal and Date Everything.
Oh man, like this looks so weird. I don't know why I didn't see this part for some reason. I guess it tuned out whenever it said secret level. This is like whenever you didn't see the evil Link at the end of Zelda. I did not see this. Oh man.
Yeah.
Do you want to? You know what? I would be on board with this if one thing. If it turns out that the Mega Man and the Pac-Man are the same thing, and it's a Mega Man versus Pac-Man, and this is like a Reploid version or a Maverick Hunter version of Pac-Man, I'm on board with it.
There is, maybe.
I think there's 15.
There was a Pac-Man T-shirt a few years ago. I can't find it, of course, right now when I want to talk about it. Um, I mean, this will kind of give you an idea, but this is not the shirt I'm thinking of. Of kind of what I want a Pac-Man to look like. Like it was an astronaut in a yellow costume, and the other astronauts are all dead. The ghosts are hunting him through a maze. And so I think if you're gonna do a short, do something like that. Not whatever this
Yeah.
is. So
Right. Anyway, yeah, so this looks interesting. And let's go ahead and move on to our last thing.
yes.
Um, let's see. So what's weird is the Sonic 3 trailer is just for kids, and apparently just for kids means you can't put it in a playlist. So that's interesting for all of those who didn't know.
I found the shirt. Let me pull it up. Hold on 1 second. Before we get to Sonic, I know we've been teasing it for 2 hours. This is what your movie should be.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I think that the pills are anti-anxiety pills. That's just great. And, just a haunted astronaut that looks. He's got the little Pac-Man helmet. If you're gonna do something like that. So, all right,
yeah.
All right, here we go. I have mixed feelings about the first two Sonic movies. I think they are fun. I think the second one definitely spends too much time with the side characters and not enough time with Sonic. The wedding sequence just goes on for way too long, of the sister-in-law or whatever that whole side plot was.
Mm-hmm.
But this looks great.
Oh yeah.
This looks so good. And if they play, what's the name of the song?
Live and Learn. Yeah.
If they play Live and Learn during the movie, it'll be hype. And apparently this trailer is just doing bonkers on on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, and if you notice the soundtrack, it's an orchestral version of Live and Learn.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we're already halfway there. I just need it to be. What I want them to do, and I think it would totally fit in this. Remember how like the Ninja Turtles, like were fighting in the middle of a Vanilla Ice concert?
Mm-hmm.
I need Sonic and Shadow to fight in the middle of a Crush 40 concert.
Man, if at the end of the movie where they're fighting and he goes Golden Sonic and that music starts playing, it'll be so good.
It's so yeah.
This all looks amazing. My fear is this all looks amazing, but we're gonna get like a 30-minute side plot about the sister-in-law again. And I'll be like, no.
I mean, if we're gonna do Gerald Robotnik and Maria right, that would definitely be some tonal whiplash.
Yeah, I agree. The fact that Jim Carrey is back is awesome as well.
He's playing he's playing
Ivo
Robotnik, who is our Robotnik. The Robotnik, the Dr. Eggman. And then Gerald Robotnik is the grandpa. He's playing grandpa too, which is interesting. I don't think Maria's going to have AIDS in this one.
Oh, no space AIDS.
But yeah, this is great. I love that they've already brought in the motorcycle. Motorcycle wasn't even in Adventure 2. That was a Shadow the Hedgehog thing. But go ahead, give him the motorcycle. It's awesome.
Yeah, and there's a Shao Garden characters there for a few seconds there.
So from what I can tell, the Chow Garden characters are like it's like
or something.
No, it's a Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. And that's fine. If it's an Easter egg, that's fine. I don't need it to be the the real thing. But
definitely. But yeah, and I
from you see videos online, who knows how true they are, but apparently Disney's very scared of this film because Mufasa's coming out at the same time. And you got Mufasa versus Sonic 3, and that Sonic 3 trailer kicks butt.
Oh yeah.
So,
And then Keanu just kills it as Shadow.
oh yeah, Keanu Reeves. Everybody loves Keanu. Great casting choice. I know some of us wanted Hayden Christensen, but yeah, Keanu's just perfect. So
Yeah, I mean, like Hayden Christensen would have been cool, but like even I'm like, yeah, I mean, like make him literally just John Wick the Hedgehog. You know what? You know what I need? I need him to say guns, lots of guns.
and then have the white room for the Matrix while the guns flying by.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it would have been great if Lance Reddick hadn't. Oh no, it wasn't Lance Reddick. That
No,
that, that
Fishburne, right?
No, 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 no. So Lance Reddick was like the concierge
Mm-hmm.
of the hotel in John Wick. But Peter Serafinowicz, who is still alive.
Oh, I'm thinking of Matrix. You're talking about
Yeah,
John Wick. Okay.
yeah, yeah. But Peter Serafinowicz,
Mm.
he he was the one who was like giving John all his guns. He's like his cue, but he displays it as if it's like a 3 Michelin star meal. He's like, may I recommend the Benelli for dessert? Like, and so if we do that with Shadow, that'd be amazing. If we can get Peter Serafinowicz to do it.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that is our show for the night. Caleb, what's on the docket for next week?
So what I'd like to do, we've done this before with Super Smash Brothers and other types of games, but I want to see. You know, there's been a lot of Marvel talk and a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom talk, and I saw Maximilian do this a couple weeks ago. I'd like to see what a purely Marvel fan and a who's not a part of the fighting game community and a Capcom fan who is a part of the fighting game community. I'm going to see what we can come up with as a Marvel vs. Capcom roster.
Yeah, that'd be really fun. Yeah, so we'll figure out the rules and all that this week, and then we will talk about that next week. We've already kind of laid out our schedule for the upcoming months, so some really exciting stuff coming. So hopefully you will tell your friends about this, like and share and subscribe, leave some comments. All that stuff helps us in the algorithm. But until next time, I've been Final Monkey.
And I'm Caleb.
We'll catch you next time in the Shark Pond.
See ya.